Hey guys, this is Team Financial Fitness, and today I want to tell you about some of the mistakes we've made and what we've learned about putting roofs on our rental properties and how it's coming to haunt me when we're selling them. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the most important one that's been bothering us lately.
It's vents, bathroom vents. Oh my goodness. Tell them about what happened.
Yeah, so I didn't know. I just said, let's roof the house. And went through that whole ordeal. When we go to sell the house, the home inspector comes in and he says, hey, the vents in the bathrooms aren't plumbed through the roof. So it's pumping moisture into the attic, and that seems to be an issue with some people. And I'm sure it is an issue, and I don't recommend it. But what I do recommend is before you go to the trouble to put a roof on, get in the attic and see for yourself at each vent if they are plumbed to the roof, because it is no big deal to do it before the roof.
Well, the bad thing was on these two houses where these vents were an issue, we had just put brand new roofs on the house. And so we're like, we're not cutting a hole in the brand new roof. So anyway, that was a good lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson number one. Lesson number two
was attic. You have to have proper ventilation in an attic. And this is really important, and people don't really think about this. Yeah,
if you don't have proper ventilation, everything needs to be ventilated. It doesn't matter if it's a camp house. It's got to have, it'll hold moisture if you don't. It really needs the air move through it. So when the sun's beating down on your roof and you don't have any ventilation in your attic, it will get so hot it will degrade your roof faster, much faster. So that's another thing to look at while you're up there.
And the third thing that we learned, and this really kind of makes me aggravated, but it's the double layering shingles. And let me just tell you, when you go look at a house, pick up that first layer and look a little bit up there, because they will remove some of the layers on the front, but you can't see the double layer until you get like a shingle or two up.
They'll try to fool you.
Yeah, they will.
Well, what that does is it adds a bunch of weight to your roof if you don't take those shingles off. And sometimes they've got three layers. I've seen 3. I've heard of 4. When you start doing that, you just imagine a stick hitting the top of your house hard, and how much extra weight that would, you can see how it could really be bad. So just watch that and don't let it happen. There's a little more cost for the roofers to have to haul it off.
But it's worth it.
But address it up front. You don't want that. So.
And not only that, it's really hard to find a leak. I had a guy tell me the other day they had a leak in their roof, and they couldn't find it because they had 3 layers of shingles. The water's going through it. Anyway, the next one that we came across is, and this is you cannot tell sometime until the roof's taken off, is rotting wood.
Right, and that applies to the fascia. And I would get up there, walk around, feel for some soft spots. You'll feel them when you step around the roof. Now, if it's obvious, don't be stepping around on. But that's the perfect time. And surely your roofer will let you know, hey, you got some rotting wood up here. But get up there and just kind of glance around, look around the vents, obvious areas where it might leak. It's the perfect time. It's no big deal to do before the roof goes down, the shingles go down.
Yes, I completely agree. And look for, I had a foundation guy tell me the other day, if you have foundation issues and your roof is off, take a minute to look to make sure everything structurally is sound also, and you can see that when the roof's off versus
look for separation.
Yeah, separation and stuff like that. And then the next thing we were talking about is the flashing, how people try to reuse it and properly skew. So just go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, flashing is to redirect water away from, vents and all chimneys and all kind of stuff. I don't recommend reusing it. If it's in good shape, probably so. It depends on how old the roof is. But it's just important to notice and pay attention to these small things, because they can really mess you up later.
Yeah, they can add up in the future. And then here's a good one we learned. I learned this one the hard way as racing to the courthouse to get a permit. So I did not go get a permit, and all of a sudden I had my roofer call me, and he said, Stacy, there's somebody in the driveway asking for a permit. And thank God my roofer was so amazing. He told him I was on the way, and I went scrambling up there and came back with a yellow piece of paper that you got to put on the front door. But go get the permit. I think in Louisiana it's $225 if I remember.
Why would you need a permit? That's just, that kind of stuff bugs me.
It was in the back of the neighborhood. I didn't think we would be noticed, but somehow they found us.
That's the world we live in. Get a permit.
Yeah. And the next one we found, this one was very interesting, is the nail length. I never really thought about that.
Yeah, nail length. And I'm not the authority on that, but it makes sense on how thick your shingles are, and if it's the wrong length, it could wiggle. Just straighten this stuff up in the very beginning of the roofing project. When you start talking to your roofer and you know all these little things, he's going to get his stuff together. He's going to have to. He's going to have to tell you what length the nails are and why.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff to know. And I guess the last thing, and I've even been hit with this on inspections personally with my buyers and sellers, is it's called drip edge. And I didn't know the exact name of it, but we go ahead and I guess tell a little bit about that.
It just redirects water from the edge of your house into gutters and stuff like that. And a lot of people try to reuse that too, and I don't recommend that at all. And the older houses don't even have it, but the newer ones do, and it's important. Put it up, just make sure it gets done and done right. And I don't want to forget about shingle length.
Oh, around the edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want your shingles need to stop at the roof line.
Yes.
They need to stop there. They don't need to be hanging off or they're bending over. It's just don't do that. And don't let anybody do that. So I hope this is helpful. I wish somebody would have made a little 6-minute video to tell us these things. It would have cost me some heartache and money. But now you know. This is Team Financial Fitness. Y'all have an awesome day. Happy investing. Like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow.